A lot of guys say they want to have that Rockstar dating life where they can go out and have that abundance, true abundance where they get girls all the time and stuff.
You have to understand, women have evolved so much in the past 50 years, and it's not stopping. So the question is, instead of you trying to pull them back to how they're quote unquote, air quotes, supposed to be or supposed to act, what the fuck are you doing to be a better version of yourself?
Besides trying to make more money, trying to chase that sense of accomplishment. I mean, the accomplishment comes from within, all of it.
All of it.
Everything that you want, everything that a woman wants and needs.
Because what she chases outside is to fill up something that's inside, something that's void, that's not there. And she's on that path out either through being proactive or reactive in what's happening in her life. But she's doing that. Now, you're either going to be that person that still pushes her to continue on whatever cycle that she's on, or are you the person that you are now that anchor that she can actually get off that cycle she's on and she wants to be with you based on who you are. It could be with you for right now or for an extended period.
Yeah.
But it's only when you're connected to your truest self, connected to who the fuck you are, beyond your physical body, beyond whatever accomplishments you've had, because your accomplishments don't make you. You're still much more than that. It's only when you're connected to your truest self that she can identify that, because women are more intuitive.
If you look at the Rockstar dating life, girls gravitating to them and stuff versus, something like the lifestyle that we have, it's two totally different experiences.
Can you elaborate on that?
One is transactional, and one is you just being. Rock stars, actors, famous people, that have a lot of high status in society,
rich, ultra rich.
It's a very transactional experience, kind of like a business transaction.
There's that difference in the sense that you are with this person because most people who would be with that celebrity or whatever, because he's fucking Brad Pitt, because he's famous, because he has this motherfucker can change my life, or he's rich as fuck, I want to be in his universe, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I want to live in that house. I want to drive in that beast. I want to be seen with him.
Exactly. And with that, you don't realize it, but the transaction is already happening. It's already there. It's already expected in that interaction, and that's where that loneliness comes into play.
Versus flow, when you allow yourself to be present, live more in the moment, tap into that energy,
that realness, that thing.
Like, you don't have to do anything.
I don't do anything.
You don't have to say anything.
And when you have that authentic thing, it's similar to when, let's say, a girl is in the front row of a rock concert and she's losing her mind and she doesn't care, she's just in here at this moment. That's the kind of effect you have when somebody's really into you, because she doesn't care if she's buying you a drink. She's not counting. She doesn't care if she's doing anything, as long as she's just there with you. Not to be seen with you, but just to be...
Just to actually be with you.
And there's nothing more that's needed. And it took me a while to get to the point of actually understanding this, because I hadn't really experienced that. It was more of make some money, dress well, go out, and then you could luckily hook up with somebody or whatever it is. But when you're in a state of that pure, authentic you, and somebody's with you, you motherfucking know that person is with you for you. There's nothing more.
Yeah, you don't have the competition.
Yes, that's profound. When you mentioned it one time, it's like, you have no competition, bro. The first time you said it, it didn't resonate. I was like, nah, what do you mean? But you get to that point where, wait a minute, I don't care if it's fucking any celebrity shows up. At this moment, it's my fucking moment. I'm fucking here.
Yep.
You know? And there's nobody that can take away that feeling you're making her feel by just being next to you, by just being with you. And literally she'll go out of her way, like what happened to me in Ginny Springs. This girl would go out of her way, go to other tents to try and flirt with the guys to get drinks for me because we were out of liquor. And she'll go to the rich, whatever, and literally get stuff for me.
It's like Robin Hood stealing from the rich.
And giving to the poor, which is me. God damn it, me. I'm the poor. I get rich and give to myself.
Exactly. But no, I mean, that's the thing. When you have that energy, I mean, there's nothing like it. I mean, I still remember, like, guys, when I first started teaching, I would always talk about how girls would buy me drinks and stuff. And it was so far outside of most guys' reality.
It wasn't my reality. What are you talking about? It wasn't like, it was like, this is bullshit. It's like, that's no way.
That's just not how it goes.
That's how
a man buys the food, drinks, buys the drinks, pays for the movie, pays for dinner, you know.
Now it's insane that when I'm out and I don't think about anything, I don't think about who's buying what. I literally have not just girls would buy me drinks. I don't even ask for it. It just happens. But I actually have quite often the boyfriends and or husbands of the girls that are flirting with me start buying me drinks. Almost like they're trying to appease me not to be attractive to their wife or something like that. It feels weird, I'm telling you.
Yeah. It's almost like one of those feelings where you feel bad for the guy.
Oh, man.
Because he's kind of coming up to you, kind of like,
help him.
Oh, what about me? Like, help me. Yeah, like, you know, it's kind of like he's got this hot girl, but she's literally being taken, like, and she's going to do what she wants. She's going to,
yes,
you know, and he knows that he has no control over her.
It's painful when I see that because it's almost like even if you want to help them at that time, you can't. It's like, dude, it's too far gone in this situation now. Mm-hmm. Last time this happened to me was last week. A friend of mine came to visit from New York. I was just hanging out at the bar here. It was a Wednesday night, so nothing serious, dead. And this couple are next to us at the bar, and then she starts talking to my friend. But after, she now starts focusing on me, really focusing on me. And then she now starts, gives me her info to reach out to her. And I could see her husband, I could see him like sweating bullets, getting irritable. Then he'll interject and say, you want a drink? He'll bought me and my friend a drink. And he goes back and he's just watching, getting pissed off. And she's like, reach out to me. Let's do something. I'm in town for a couple of days. And I'm like, what the And I looked at the guy. Now, in that case, I actually walked away, deleted her info and all that, because the guy looked a little bit crazy too. It looked like the crazy was starting to come out. And I'm like, let me break out before this guy goes to his car and gets a gun or some shit, you know?
Oh, yeah. I've been chased down at gunpoint by angry boyfriends.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, guys, in general, the way I started realizing recently is that the game is the game. If she wants to do something, she's going to do it. You can't.
And she's going to do it in front of you, or she's going to do it behind your back, and you're never going to find out about it.
And they are much more clever than we guys are in general. I mean,
Absolutely.
In general, not all, but in general.
Women are amazing liars. They are amazing. They
are so good at that shit.
They are good. I mean, they can sit there and lie straight to your face without flinching, and you can bring in the world's best body language experts and lie detectors, and they'll pass them. They'll pass fucking flying colors.
Now you want to get to the point where she chooses not to do anything because
she chooses you.
Chooses you. You have that thing that she's fully into, and that thing has to come from inside, not external.
Right, and I guess that's what that goes back to the difference between being more of a natural, like what we speak of, versus being a rock star. Being a rock star is very transactional.
Just like picking a celebrity, like what's his name again? This basketball guy. Kevin Durant. It's been on the news recently, but what I found out not too long ago was that he literally, I don't know if it's Kevin Durant or who it was, but he literally paid $100K to get a girl to come on a date with him.
Yeah.
I mean, who the fuck does that?
There was a guy that out in Hollywood, he's got a huge mansion.
Yeah.
And they did an interview on him. Somebody did an interview on him a while back. I forget who it was. The lady that was interviewing walks in. It's huge, just ginormous mansion.
Yeah.
Everything's just crisp, perfect, very uncomfortable. And they go out back, and there's three like really hot girls laying out there by the pool.
Yeah.
And my first reaction, oh yeah, they're paid. They're getting paid a lot of money to be there. Well, so then she actually asked the guy, like, what about these girls? Are these your friends? And he's like, no. And then he pays them $100,000 a year just to come and hang out.
Are you fucking serious?
Each one gets $100,000 just to come and hang out at his pool.
If you don't fix this shit inside you, you know that saying, money only makes you more of what you are. Yep. If you don't fix the shit inside you, it never goes away. It never will go away. Yep. You could end up marrying.
How much money you have.
No matter how much. Yep. If you have to have the ability to attract and get what you want with a negative account balance, have the confidence to be able to do that, and then everything else can come to you afterwards. That's kind of how I've seen it.
That's really the essence of it. You do it with nothing. That's the thing about guys. Because we think we're so smart. We think that we can cheat the system. We think that we can make the money, and then we can, after we make the money, that then we can go and work with the best guru, hire the best spiritual guru, and to help them help us with our spirituality, to hire the best fitness coach to help us with our bodies and stuff. So. And then it turns into a thing where we're constantly feeling like thinking that we can actually go buy everything.
That never works.
But that's the biggest way that our egos really fuck with us. Our minds really fuck with us, because they say,
need this to do that.
Well, we just, as soon as I get that car, as soon as I get that raise, as soon as I'm making that $1 million mark, I'll be happy. Or, as soon as I make $500,000, I'll be, I'll be able to, get a girlfriend.
Attachment to the expectation of what you think that thing is supposed to be. The thing
and what it'll give you.
Or what it will give you. Just like before, I would want to rock my Gucci t-shirt, or a Tom Ford jacket or something like that, or these nice patent leather shoes, and I feel that's gonna make me look impeccable when I go out to the club or go out to party. And guess what? Just thinking about that thing with that expectation creates this force field of repulsion. Like I repulse anything that I want, and I can sense it, and it pushes them away because they're so focused on that object of desire.
Right.
It's a stench. Think of the need for something, or the way the kids call it today, being thirsty. The need for something as a stench. At the moment you have that, what happens then is you start repelling. You're kind of repulsive to anything that you think that you want.
I mean, that's the tricky part, because what you truly want will literally come to you and show up in your life totally effortless.
Land on your lap.
Almost land on your lap.
How you doing?
It's the second you detach the need to have it and develop a heightened level of comfort around the experience of it.
It's funny how that works, and that's what the idea, what we are really talking about deeply, is when we talk about that transactional. That need or expectation is still transactional. If I do this, I will get that. When you escape from that shit, escape from or walk away from, I'm supposed to get this thing, that's when it comes to you.
Yeah.
When you're in that flow state of, that would be nice, subtle.
The thing is the more you have to lose.
And the more difficult it is
to maintain
and see things clearly.
Yeah.
That's
to be able to maintain it, you have to be on top of your game, and you have to control every little fucking detail. And as much as you think that's a pretty lifestyle, that is not a pretty lifestyle at all. That's constant stress. Yeah.
It's that, do you have that ego of, I have this power, I have this accomplishment? Yes, it could feel good for that fucking moment. After that moment passes, you're now looking for the next thing to make you feel good.
Right, but in our life, we don't chase achievements.
I used to.
You used to, yes.
I used to. Check me out, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't in my life. I don't chase those achievements to feel better about myself, because I know who I am. I know my worth doesn't come from anything external. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a lot of money and living that, actually being a rock star.
You have to be humbled. That's the key word. You have to be humbled. Humbled meaning it's all taken away from you. And not too long ago, I was humbled where, sick, bedridden, couldn't work in my business, couldn't go to the gym, couldn't jerk off, I couldn't do anything, and the point, I was so weak that I couldn't even go take a piss. It was difficult just to walk 3 steps to my bathroom. The point I'm alluding to is when it's all taken from you in that simple situation like I experienced, that's when it forces you to realize all you've been working on is pointless.
Well, you challenge your reality, what you believe to be important. Yeah. And it's to lose everything is, you smack a tree doing 50 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, you're going to wake up real quick to what matters.
Yes.
It's the truth.
And when you're humbled, that's that realization of what does this all freaking mean,
And then that's the start of your spiritual journey, and that's when you can really start working through.
Or rather, or taking it really seriously.
Yeah, that's when you start either the start of your spiritual journey, or it's the next step. The key is to really pay attention.
And it's not and the interesting thing is that it's not a transaction where I have to suffer this to get that, because you will not necessarily get it on the other side. It's almost a reminder to say, hey, you should do this. You could lead to this path, but it's not guaranteed. Yep. It can't be the key. It can't be. You can't expect something out of what's there. Just like you like to say, Cory, expect nothing, and that's when you get the most out of any situation.
Yeah, when you set a lot of high expectations, that's the for yourself or for other people, it's the number one fastest way to be let down.
Disappointed.
Hurt.
When you're dealing with anyone and you see that, accept them for who they are. Don't try to make them what you want them to be. They are who they are. They're in their journey. You're in your journey.
And that same advice goes for yourself.
Oh, that's absolutely true. It's glaring and shit. Shit.
One thing that I've personally done is constantly challenging my own bullshit. It's kind of like, when I was working with one of my coaches, he said something and I just jumped on him, and it was like a boom, instant hard no. Nope, that's not the case. Nope, nothing wrong there. Nope. And, as a man, if you really want to grow, you need to be able to call yourself out on your own bullshit. And that's one way that I've personally done it over the years and continue to do it. If I give that hard no or that hard yes toward anything, or anything that is like obsessive compulsive, I will challenge myself. I'll call myself out on it and say, well, maybe there's something to that.
What I've noticed on my end, a bit similar, is when you start trying to justify something,
same thing. Yeah,
that's when it's bullshit.
Yeah. Have you ever met somebody and they're and they're like constantly like, oh yeah, my name's this. I know this person. Then they start name dropping, and then they say that they're from they've been to these really cool places, and they're constantly talking about this, constantly, And that's like them trying to prove their worth because they have no fucking idea who they are.
And you hold on to those accomplishments.
Right. You hold on to every single. Yeah. You hold on to every single accomplishment as a way to bring any sort of normalcy in your life because you're so fucking miserable. So.
That's your currency. That's your transaction.
Yeah.
That situation.
Yeah.
That's your transaction of, oh yeah, like many years ago when I worked in nightlife, let's say you make some friends or whatever and you're in VIP section, right? And then your friend, and then let's say he's a manager in the club, is like, yo, hang out with these guys, these are my friends. Then when you're there, because they're the guys on the table first, they kind of have ownership. So you kind of try to start justifying yourself. Oh, I'm friends with this guy. Oh, this is what I do. And you're not trying to say all these things to quote unquote feel accepted.
Right.
It's very similar to that because the moment you start trying to explain or justify your existence in something, that's when
that's basically you saying that
I'm not worthy.
You're not worthy.
I'm not worthy.
Because you should never feel like you should have to explain yourself to anyone. I mean, unless you're 3 years old and you just walked out of the bathroom of the school and there's piss all over the walls and the teacher, is asking you what's going on and expecting you to explain something. You don't have to explain yourself. I mean, you don't have to explain yourself in the sense ever to try to justify who you are and what you are, because and if you do, and if you have done that, it's okay, but just know that the reason why it's happening is because you don't feel like you don't have any self-worth. Your self-worth is attached to external things, places, statuses, accomplishments, achievements, whatever.
I don't think, everyone is invulnerable to that, because basically it's very easy to default to that when you feel insecure and all of that. But those situations come fewer and farther in between, because when you start evolving to see yourself and identify yourself as more, that's when it starts coming together. You don't get this hang-ups, you don't trip. That's still that transaction. That's still that, and to your point, it ties into know who the fuck you are. And when you know who the fuck you are, you know that none of this shit fucking matters.